This video and its contents are for adult collectors.
Legacy Star Raiders Lockdown. This is a figure I am excited to get my hands on. I really wish that Cannonball had showed up with him, but it is what it is. I love the look of this vehicle mode. It screams Lockdown. Aside from the short front end, this is what Lockdown is supposed to look like. It's this epic muscle car with these spikes and awesome paint detail. Like, they really went all out on the paint with this guy, with those painted headlights, all the little spikes picked out, everything on here. Love the red on the windows. There are a couple spots like the plates on the side of the door. I do wish those were picked out as well. The hook on the back here is a little bit weird, but I do really like how everything swoops backwards. He has that fastback look to him. I do also really appreciate those painted rims and headlights, and he rolls pretty well, all things considered. Like, this is an awesome redeco, and if you missed out on axle grease, I think a perfect excuse to get this mold is this. For comparison, here he is with Legacy Crankcase, Legacy Towline, Legacy Gold Bug, Original Cybertron Cannonball, Reveal the Shield Jazz, and of course, Machine Wars Hoist. So, transformation on Legacy Lockdown is pretty basic. If you've seen Towline, you know how this works. I will say I was very excited to get this in hand. The main difference in steps is he actually does parts form, which is kind of strange since, you know, Hasbro was like, oh, you know, the Junkions don't have to parts form to transform, but this one actually does. You have to remove this. You could leave this installed, but where we're going to move it to, it has to come off. From there, we can split the rear end or remove the rear end. It just likes to come off. So moving this out, and I will say his tolerances are really tight, so do be a little wary. Flip these panels up, bring this up, and this part up, fold this part down, and then there's a notch right there, some tabs on these parts, and so you want to bring those out and just line those segments up so that way they tab into the back of that neck section. So you do that, take the backpack, and this backpack actually likes tucking in like this, like caved in, so rotate 180, and then I like splitting the legs and then sliding them forward, and that seems to unlock them. So once again, slide them forward and then bring them down. From there, stand them up, you can move this arm, rotate the hands so they're straight forward, take the EMP blaster and tab it in like so, reattach his arm, take this, separate it, his hook, so there actually is a sunken peg back here which slips over the hand, so for the purposes of Lockdown we're going to do that, and then take this section and we are going to just store it on his back, and last but not least, rotate that head around, and there we have our Star Raider Lockdown.
If you like my channel's content, support it with a Patreon subscription or channel membership, links below. Thank you.
Robot mode on Lockdown is just as awesomely painted as his vehicle mode. Like, this is just a fantastic looking figure. I love the green on the chest, I love the head, I love how everything on here really does shine. The legs especially have some awesome paint. The arms are a little bare, but that's how Lockdown looks. You also have the ability to put the EMP on the arm. You have the hook weapon that slides right over his hand. It's really nice. The EMP works great, especially because you can split it in half and put one half on his leg. That's really nice. And then, of course, that head sculpt. It looks like Lockdown, specifically Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown, which is the one that I grew up with. Like, I remember, I still have him. It's not even I still have that Lockdown, and it's still a fantastic figure. And this looks like that to the point where I think it's the same CAD model. It also looks like it has light piping still, which is kind of crazy. Maybe his eyes are just metallic. He is a little short, but it is what it is, and I think he looks fantastic and totally worth picking up. For comparisons here, he is with Legacy Crankcase to stand in for Cannonball, Legacy Flame War, kind of trying to show him off with some Star Raider stuff here. Here he is with Laser Fire and Wingspan. Here he is with Moldmate Towline, so you can see how different they are. and of course, Machine Wars Hoist. So I just wanted to show these guys off together real quick because these are the only two Junkions I still have. So Towline had some pretty whack tolerances. Lockdown, solid as a rock. Like, I mean, sure, the hips flip back and forth a little bit, and he does have the gamey elbows like all the weaponizers have, or all the versions of this have that I can tell. But like the hips, super tight, knees super tight. Everything on here is really, really nice. So not like Towline, where Towline had some tolerance issues. 100%, this is a nice use of the mold. I also want to show off the accessories that he comes with because he has a lot. First off, the carryovers are the exhaust pipes. You get 2 of those, and the hook, which I think if this had not included the hook, is it really locked down. As for new stuff, or at least stuff that was new to Axle Grease, he includes these 2 pieces, these 2 blasters. One forms like the base of his hook or a blaster, and the other one is just another blaster. I do like that one has like paint on it, like clearly this is the one like they wanted you to like show off. And then they do have the painted window grates there. So you get 2 of those. And then you get another pair of weapons, that being the EMP engine block thing. So you get 2 of these. They can combine together to make a double blaster. You can store them on his legs, or you could split them in half. I've tended to like splitting them in half and sticking one on his leg and then one on his arm. So that way it's like he has an EMP and then also half and halving his leg. So he gets those smokestacks on his leg like he originally had. But you get 2 of those as well, giving us a grand total of 2, 4, 6, 7 accessories on this guy. Articulation on him is also good. He has a full 180 at the head, or 360 at the head. I do wish that they changed that out for a ball joint, but is what it is. The arms are on a swivel, and then they can go out that far. It does kind of clash with the head, and when you bring them this way, they don't really go out. He has a bicep swivel, as well as double jointed elbows, although, you know, can't get a lot out of them. Wrist swivels, waist swivel. His legs go forward that far, back that far, out that far, knee rotation and a knee bend. He also has double pivoting ankles, so they can go up, back, and pretty deep tilt. So overall, Lockdown has some fantastic articulation despite his stature and despite the fact that he is a retool. Final thoughts on Lockdown really come down to, are you a fan of the Junkion thing? As I've talked to more and more people about this, I see more and more people excited for Cannonball out of the Luxes than Lockdown is. For example, Cannonball is not even in stock online, whereas Lockdown is currently available online. You can get him right now, shipped to you in 2 days. He is a nice figure and a great repaint of a mold that not a lot of people could get their hands on. If that's the case, I think this is a more desirable version. Like, this is the way to get that mold, I think. But not everyone's a fan of that Junkion thing. Not everyone likes their Lockdown to split apart, whereas I kind of think it fits him. If you see him, I think he's worth picking up though, especially right now. If you find him either on rollback or just for retail price, I do think he's worth getting because he is really cool, and we don't know when the next time we're gonna get a Lockdown is. With that said, YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Bots Obsession.